What is going on, crafters? Welcome back to another episode on the Ripple Effect server. I am Rebel JC, and I am so glad you're able to join me today. Now, of course, I know what you're thinking. Rebel, you're sitting on your couch in front of your fireplace. Yes, crafters, Minecraft has been completed. This is it. This is the end. Minecraft doesn't need any more updates. No, of course I'm joking. Of course Minecraft needs as many updates as they care to give it. And by the way, this is not an official Minecraft feature. This is a extension of the armor stand mod that they have. I guess it's a data pack. I'm not quite sure if it's a mod or a data pack. Either way, here on the Ripple Effect server, we're able to use armor stands for quite a few things. And one of those things is making areas, little places that you're able to sit on blocks. So like this. So what you do is, I wonder if I can actually show you guys how to do this. If I can get my perspective right. Let's see if I can find that book that I had. Well, I can't find my book anywhere. But yeah, there's a book that you're able to basically manipulate armor stands and make them basically do whatever you want them to do. You can turn them into statues. You can use them to place objects in the world that would otherwise not be possible to place in the world. So it's really awesome data pack that they've got on the server, and I'm excited to use it. But that is not what we're going to be focusing on in this episode. So what we're going to be focusing on in this episode is I really want to be working on the beach area in front of my base. So I would love to build a dock. You may have seen the dock that I've started building in that little replay mod clip that I had going on at the very beginning. But I want to make that quite a large area. So what I want to do is create a dock. I also want to create a little fisherman's hut, and maybe one day put an actual fisherman villager in there just to give some life a little bit to. Oh, look at that, a llama has spawned near Rebel JC. That is awesome. I love it when a llama spawns near Rebel JC. It means I get more money to spend in the shopping district, so I'm going to see if I can find it. I would love to add more life to the base by maybe bringing some villagers in here. Oh, there it is. But I would also like to sort of build up the front area, the beach area. So that's what we're going to do, but we're also going to be building some little gardens in the front of the house as well, just to sort of add a little bit more decoration to the front of the house, because right now there's just that big bald spot basically in the front yard of the house. So I want to cover that up really well with some garden areas. So that is what we're going to be doing in this episode, as well as who knows what is going to happen while I'm recording. So let's kick it off with a bit of a replay montage of creating those gardens in the front yard of the house. Alright, so the garden is now complete, and aside from just the garden, what I did here, I made a little outdoor sort of fire pit sitting around the fire pit area, and up here, kind of a grill situation going on here. I have a little bit of steak sort of falling off a plate off to the side of it. Those armor stand tricks are really, really cool to add some detail to these builds, and I really want to do more of that. And I'm still kind of getting used to the way we can use armor stands. It's kind of finicky sometimes. Oh, finally that rain stopped. But yeah, I got a little outdoor grilling area going on. And the idea is you come up here, you grill up some food, and you take it down here, and you sit on these little benches around the fire pit with your friends, and just kind of chow down and visit. It's just sort of a little. If this is where if this is where I lived in real life, this is the kind of setup I would have. So up here, I have this pathway going between these two little garden areas. They're really simple, just some border walls made of leaves and fence posts. Got some lanterns in sort of irregular spacing around here to keep it from being too, I guess, symmetrical. And all I really did, as you saw in the little replay, I just bone mealed the ground to get these flowers growing up in a random pattern, and then I put some moss down to do the azalea tree thing. I came in here and I brought some bees. Those bees were living sort of over there. I should be using my spyglass, shouldn't I? The bees were living over there in those trees, and I brought them over and I crafted them some beehives here. So they're living in the flower gardens, pollinating and making honey and honeycomb, and I'm going to be harvesting from those beehives. Have a little bench right here. All these little benches, I would love to be able to sit in them. So what I need to do is collect some name tags, because the way that the armor stand sitting thing works, you have to name the armor stand with a name tag, and I only had the one for the couch in there, so I need to be collecting some more name tags. Hopefully I'll get maybe about a stack of them. I'd like to have about a stack of name tags just for sitting areas. So yeah, it's got a little sort of a footpath through here to insinuate that you can walk through the gardens and just enjoy the flowers. They're not very uniform. It's just sort of a wild little patch of flowers. Got a little zombie villager head right here for no reason. I just had it, and I was like, I'll just plop it right there for a little unexpected surprise. But yeah, I really like it. They're very brightly colored, and they just add a bit more life to the area, a little bit more color and vibrance to the area, and I love it. As a front yard, it really works very well. I need to add something to this area right here. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. Could be a little outbuilding, maybe another little garden area. I'm not quite sure, but I will think of something. If you guys have any ideas about what I could add in this little spot right here, please let me know in the comments what you think I should put in this area right here just to fill in this blank spot. But next, what I'm going to work on is I'm going to be going over to the beach area and working on the dock and the fishing hut. So the dock area is going to sort of be. I already have the dock really built, so this is where you would kind of paddle up on a boat and jump out and come up here and go up to the farm if you're visiting from the water. But what I want to do is carry this pier, just follow the coastline a bit with this pier. So there's like a bit of a walkway along the coastline that you can just come to and maybe throw a pole over and catch some fish. And for the fishing shack, I'm not quite sure at this point where I want to put it. It could go up here on this wider flat area, and it probably will. But there are a few other little spots that it could go on. I could build up this section right here and put it right here, sort of higher up and overlooking everything. I might even put a lighthouse type thing right here instead. I'm not sure, but it'll probably go over there. I have yet to make that decision, but that's what I'm going to be working on next. I have some supplies over here in the form of lots of spruce wood, some basic stone and stuff. So I'll be working on that. But before we get into the building process, I'm going to introduce a new segment that I would like to start doing in these episodes, and that is the question of the day. So I'll be getting these questions from an online random question generator that I found. Just because I think that if I'm not in control of the questions, I might have more interesting answers. So for this episode's question of the day, the question is, what thing from childhood do you still enjoy to this day? And my answer might not surprise some of you who have been watching my videos for a while. I think I've talked about it a little bit. But since I was, I don't know, maybe, do I even have torches? I have the stuff to make torches. Great. Since I was a kid, since I was like 8 years old, I think, I've always loved to write stories. And it kind of falls in line with something that's always been true. If I enjoy consuming something, so if I enjoy reading or watching a certain kind of story, I want to create it. And that's one of the reasons actually why I've become a Minecraft content creator, is because I really enjoy watching Minecraft content from other people, and so it just sort of led into a desire to make it myself. So ever since I was a kid, I enjoyed good stories, especially science fiction, fantasy stories, and it just led me to really want to create my own. I remember when I was 8 years old, I wrote a little short story that was, it was basically a ripoff of Star Wars in many, many ways. But I had a lot of fun doing that and even illustrating some pictures for it. And it was really, really fun as an 8-year-old to do that. So that carries on to this day. I love to write stories even now. It's kind of, I want to say, a passion of mine, but unfortunately I don't actually write stories as often as I would like. It's really hard for me to stick with it, I guess, and I think that many writers would actually say the same thing, like the hardest part of writing is actually writing. But I do love to write stories and share them with other people, and that's something that I might want to do at some point in the future. I've had this idea of maybe taking some of the stories that I've written and record myself reading them and release it sort of like a podcast. That might be something that I want to do at some point in the future, because I think too, if people are enjoying the stories that I'm writing and are engaging with them, that will further motivate me to continue to write them and hopefully even finish them. That's always the goal. So I want to hear from you guys as well. What is one thing from your childhood or from your younger years, if you still consider yourself a child, that you still enjoy doing to this day? What is it? Why do you enjoy doing it? And maybe how is it different now that you're older than it used to be when you were a child? How has it taken a different form? What does it look like these days? I want to hear your answers to this question. Leave your answer in the comments below. What is the one thing from your childhood that you still enjoy doing to this day? Alright, now that we're done with the question of the day, let's jump into another building montage and let's get this dock and fishing shed finished. Alright, well, I have finished the dock area. I might do a bit more detailing on just the general area, specifically the fishing shed right here. Yeah, as you can see, I have decided to build the fishing shed, shack, hut, whatever you want to call it, right on the dock in this area right here. It kind of makes sense to me that it would be right here on this little pier where you can just come to the edge, fish a little bit, come back, deposit your fish that you caught in this chest or this barrel right here. Whenever I have a fisherman villager, I might make it a little bit more secure than it is and light it up a little bit more, but I like it right here. It fits in pretty well. But as you can see, the dock extends all the way over there and all the way over there, so It's sizable to a certain extent, but it's not huge, which is just kind of what I was going for. I didn't want to make a huge dock. I might put a little border of fence gates on the edge, just so it's not just a sheer drop off, but I haven't made my mind up on that quite yet. I might do a little bit of texturing with maybe some different wood types, maybe some trap doors and things like that. But all in all, this is the general area done, and I'm pretty happy with it. I went with the soul lanterns just for something a little different. I think it goes well with the nautical feel of the place. And I might extend this, make this a little wider, make it a little bit more welcoming for boats coming in from the lake here. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good to me. If you guys have any ideas for detailing this area, this beach, let me know. I want to keep it fairly simple, rustic, rural feeling. So no like volleyball nets or I don't know, beach towels. It's not going to be really vacation beachy feeling, but something a little bit more rustic would be really cool. And I would like to know what your ideas are. So let me know what they are in the comments below. And as the sun sets over our farm here, that brings us to the end of this episode. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking the like button and ringing that notifications bell, and make sure you're subscribed so you won't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.